Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Who's That Anime? With my host Steve and
That's me.
co-host Colin, which is
That's
not
you.
me. That's me.
That's you.
Shit, I forgot. I totally didn't realize it was me.
So it's definitely worrying that you've forgotten who you are already.
I could be called Callum
You could be. Uh,
or Chris. That's another name I get called by.
that's beautiful.
There's people looking at my name on the phone and go, "See, that's Chris."
Yeah, that's surely that's what it is. It could not be any other name. There's definitely no other names that start with that.
No, and then there's another person at work has the same last name as myself, but it's
Oh
called
wow.
Callum.
Oh, that doesn't help.
So he comes up with C H uh,
Yeah, that's
on the phones.
that's not ideal. That's not
I,
ideal at all.
and not to mention that people mishear me saying Colin as Callum sometimes. That's always good.
I mean, yeah, that's fair too, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's you got the UM at the end of the name, Callum, and a CA, Colin, Callum. You're
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but on the plus side, uh, it's like 50-50 chance, right?
Yeah, I'm not
I
really
mean,
that
unless they
bothered.
call you Chris, and then at which point, it's like just like fucking throwing caution to the wind at that point.
It's better when they call me Munir.
So here we are again,
Uh-huh.
ready to discuss more serial experiments Lain.
Mm-hmm.
Today we're going to cover episodes 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Um, Following on from the second episode, where Lain had a bit of a psychic showdown, it would seem, with some sort of man with a gun.
Yeah, who then shot himself.
He did.
And now there's a crime scene.
There is
I,
indeed.
I just want to quickly interject with my previous comment before we started this that
Okay.
the comment I made of being called Munir is because there's another person who sounds similar on the phone to me, apparently, who is called Munir.
There
Just
is a.
not
That's a.
trying to
It's not.
be
It's not self-deprecating.
questionable
That's an odd name.
to get called.
Yeah,
Well, not if it's your name.
it's an odd name.
He's I don't really want to go into it anymore. Let's talk about a man shooting himself in the face with a gun.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that.
Because I feel
That
this
happened.
this could just snowball and we'll get really hot, big, and everyone will want to listen to our awkward conversation about names and calling them odd.
I will say one good story about a name was that there was a girl in my student halls, and somebody asked her name, uh, and which I think was Susan or Suzanne. Either way, uh, she, like the self-deprecating sense of humor that people have. They kind of like you know, might say I don't really like my name,
Huh?
but that person decided that during the first kind of phase of their university career, it would be a good opportunity to say, "Oh, my name's Shite," and then unfortunately got called Shite for the rest of their time in uni.
Oh Jesus! Yeah,
It's sort of
that's
hi hungry, I'm dad. It's nice to meet you sort of level of joke, but
yeah. I did. I almost cracked that level of joke while I was at work. some kid said I'm I'm Tuesday or something because they were
I'm
talking about their
Tuesday.
schedule. I think
Oh,
on
it's
Tuesday,
I
I was like,
Tuesday.
I'm Tuesday. I do my thing on Tuesday, and then it's like, hi Tuesday, I'm such and such.
It's a timeless classic.
It never gets old. We're
So
also
yes,
old.
we moving on to the show and somebody's suicide, and of
Mhm.
course now at the start of the third episode they're being ushered out of the club by police
Yeah,
presence.
yeah. Oh, it gets so hell a lot weirder.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know where we are. Uh, so they obviously get taken to the police station for questioning,
Mhm.
and the guy is exceptionally lenient with Lain. I feel, considering it seems like she might have been responsible for something that happened, and it says like, if you don't talk to us, then we won't know what happened. But I guess it's okay this time. So, like,
Some of that,
I'm
yeah.
not sure how that's police. That's not how policing works.
Well, she's
It's
only a
like,
14-year-old kid, and she's all clearly innocent.
yeah, yeah, but someone did commit suicide 2 feet from her.
Mm.
Um,
Depends on where she was when the cops got her.
it's very true, but there were a club. Club Siberia was full of witnesses.
They ran, they ran away.
I guess they did, yeah. Um, anyway, that old policeman doesn't understand how policing works. I feel he just sort of is like, well, I guess since you said you didn't do it, we better let you go.
uh,
Open the cell.
yeah, well, I didn't even do that. She was just in the questioning
No,
room. But
just sitting in a chair next to him, chilling out.
yeah, not to mention that she was. They tried to contact her parents, but no one would answer.
So I found that kind of weird.
Yeah, that is
Because
weird.
I mean, there definitely should be there,
Yeah,
as I'm pretty sure she snuck out when they were there.
yeah, yeah. They
She's like,
certainly.
yeah, just telling you that my parents, they're out. It's fine. It's nothing to worry about. And it's like, well, I don't know. Like, why is a 14-year-old running around at night and nobody's answering at her home?
Well, that's it. And why were she at a club?
I mean, these questions continue. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I know I tried to get into clubs and pubs long, well before my age. Uh, but I definitely wasn't 14.
yeah. I never did that. I was a respectful citizen.
I wasn't.
I get que- I get rejected at clubs when I was older than 18. Yeah, too
Ah,
drunk or too young. Huh? It's like yeah.
I had oh god, sorry, late couple of nights.
Mm-hmm.
I had a leather jacket. I had a leather bomber jacket that added about 3 years to my age.
It did.
Yeah, it was very helpful.
I had 3 years your age.
Oh
Ah,
yeah.
and now you try to be as young as possible.
I mean, not really. That's not really possible. I mean, short of dressing up like Ash Ketchum and running around outside, I'm just gonna grow old as I can.
Okay, that's fair. Ash Ketchum, man.
Eh,
Should do that. Only just like the guy who's playing Pokemon Go dressed as Ash Ketchum and he walks off the edge of the pier because he's chasing a Pokemon. Boop.
I there was a part of me where I was like, maybe we should watch all the Pokemon anime.
Oh god.
Um, and then I realized there's a lot of that.
There's a lot of that.
There is a
It's,
lot of that.
I mean, it's
Maybe,
been.
maybe one day when if we ever do a Patreon for some reason, uh, maybe we should do like a Patreon tier where people can hear us talk about a show that just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on forever and ever and ever.
That's One Piece, man.
Well, I was going to say you've got like One Piece or Bleach or Naruto.
Bleach
Those all go on
finished.
for quite a while. Yeah,
Yeah.
is One Piece still going?
Yes,
Oh man, that's
exactly. It's
I have
been
not
done
watched
for.
One Piece.
It's on like episode 1,000 something.
Good lord, it's like the neighbors of anime.
The nearest. Yeah, well, there's like a soap. I suppose it's is it a soap?
I mean, it's like a pirate
Soap.
soap. So yeah,
Like that pirate, the bubble bath.
oh matey,
Matey, yeah.
yeah, matey was kick ass.
It was had like bottles as like sailors and
It
pirates.
did. Was that just the UK that had those?
I don't know.
Hmm,
Maybe. Certainly
probably.
not about anymore.
Oh, I think they are.
I just don't see them.
I'm pretty sure I bought matey for the kids at some point.
Well, maybe they did, huh?
Gonna
I got to say that I have not
Oh, legit.
searched.
You can buy matey on Amazon right now.
Oh man, you can buy anything on Amazon.
You can.
It's like the
You can.
Wired.
Oh yeah, we were talking about serial experiments, Lain.
Not just about me and Paula.
So she she's sitting there telling the police officer, it's like, I don't really know anything. I don't know, my parents aren't home. They're just out. Don't worry about it. Like, it's fine. My parents are just out. Like, that's a normal thing.
Yeah,
It's totally fine. Don't you worry about that. And then her friend, what's her name?
Alice
Alice,
or
is like,
Arusu.
yeah, is like, oh, I'm so sorry. I invited you out and this happened. Um, and then, then I can only describe as like, I don't, I'm not quite sure what the intention behind this scene was, but it did not come across as serious as it should have to me. Because I think what they were trying to go for was like, there's just like I think Lain seems very vacant and unavailable, and
As
just
always.
Alice is not getting through. But she just kind of like mouth open and goes, huh, huh,
Yeah.
and like it's the same noise, the same intonation, 4 or 5 times, and it's like, what is going on? Is someone just sitting with the Lain soundboard? It's like, okay, someone's asking her a question. Okay, go, huh, huh, huh. It's just bizarre.
It's it's what they do is voice acting. You ever watch Toast of London or whatever it's called?
With Matt Berry, I've never watched it. I know what it is though.
Yeah. he's, he's just a downcast actor. Just keep doing voiceovers, he's always in like this one recording studio, and they always like, oh, can you do it like this? 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 And they always come in and introduce themselves as like, hi, I'm Matt Barry, and this is thing, and they always go, it's Matt Barry here. Can you do the voice like this? And it's just really they're just taking the piss out of the guy.
I
Absolutely brilliant.
I find like it's just so weird. I don't get it. I don't know what they're trying to achieve with it.
What
But
was
it does
the
remind me, like you say, of they cheap out on the voice acting. It reminds me of the bit in The Simpsons when they find out the person that does the voice of Roadrunner. She just goes meep. So, don't you mean meep meep? And it's like, nope, they only paid me for one.
meep meep meep?
Yeah, meep. Totally makes sense. Um, but yeah, so Alice and Lane kind of have a staring contest, and Alice starts crying, and Lane's not really that interested. It would seem. Alice's parents are like, "Come on!" I think it's her parents are like, time to go
Yeah,
home
yeah,
from
we gotta go.
the club shooting that you attended. Uh, this seems all above board. Leave that other little girl who doesn't have any parents. Apparently, I'm sure she'll be fine.
And she'll make her own way home.
She'll make her own way home. It's
Yeah.
like, so I think I'll get someone to take you home. No, it's yeah, okay, like it's fine, whatever. And then they drive her home, and it's like, do you have a key? And she's like, yeah, yeah, I have a key. And bails out, goes into the house, and there is legit nobody there.
Yeah, it's all lights are turned off, and she's looking in the bedroom and everything, and no one's about. Um,
All the beds are made as well.
yeah, I want to go back to the interview. So after the phone, and they go, yeah, yeah, it's fine, type thing. It's like, oh yeah, we can't contact your parents, so we can't really confirm who you are. But then they go, oh, but it's okay, we confirmed who you are. You're this person.
Oh, I, that's interesting. I guess I was still hung up on the fact they couldn't contact her parents.
Yeah, that was pretty much right after it. And it's like, yeah, no, that's fine. We can confirm who you are, but they don't go
Weird.
into it. It is weird. Anyway, yeah, so she gets home and no one's there. She searches the whole house and no one's about. And then she goes to her Navi,
She
which
does.
was just set up like the night before, but was left on
Yeah,
the earlier that night, I should say. And she,
it does seem that it's now part of her day already.
yeah, the addiction of technology.
Yeah.
Um, um, and I don't know. Did she search up about the shooting on it there that night,
Uh,
or did she check for messages? I think she checks for messages.
I think you're right. She does. Is this? I'm trying to remember if this is the bit where she sees the red dots or not, but I don't think it is actually.
No, no, she doesn't see the red dots at that point.
She does wear
She,
her teddy bear pajamas and teddy bear slippers.
yeah. Uh, she also says good night, Navi, and then it responds by saying night, Lane. And she's like
And
turns back for
she
us.
seems surprised at that.
Yeah, it doesn't do that. I mean, it's the first time she used it.
True.
Goes to
And she
bed.
does she falls asleep, yeah.
Yeah,
And there's a kind of a bit of a montage of her sleeping. Um, and then she wakes up in the bright, brilliant white light of the new day.
yeah. And getting grilled by her mum for being late.
Yeah, it's like, well,
Girl,
you should.
yeah.
She says something like, "It's like you must be embarrassed that you slept in."
Mm.
It's like, what a bitchy thing to say to your daughter.
Well, that's the weirdest thing about this show. And then yeah, so she says that. But what I would say is like, when I was 14, I don't think I was ever on time at school.
Colin,
Uh huh.
Colin,
Uh huh.
let's be honest.
Uh huh.
That has not changed.
I don't want to admit that. My employers might work that out.
Yeah, but your employer now, I think, as you mentioned maybe before, that I can't remember if it was on this show or not, but the idea is that the problem was you lived too close to the things you were trying to go to before, so left it to the last second, and now that you live further away from where you need to be, you're on time.
More so, and on time because of flexi time.
See, there you go. Like,
Flexi time saves. I always asked for flexi time at BT. Previous employer.
yeah, they weren't going to give you that.
No, no, they weren't.
To be fair, uh, it was. I have been consistently late all the time. So what I'd like to do is for you to allow me to continue to do that at my own convenience.
You would hire me, right?
It's, it's like you see, it goes. It is a problem that you're late. It's like, well, I have a way around this, and it's like, what if we just make it so that me being here on this time means I'm not late? Fixes every problem, right? Like it's like you don't have to worry about going Colin's late again. I don't have to worry about being late again. It's win-win.
Uh, You can sell that, man. You should have sold that. You could have sold that when you were at BT.
Yeah, there are many things I would have liked to have sold when I was at BT. BT products were not some of them.
No, luckily not. Luckily not. Anyway, yeah. She wakes up, gets grilled by her folks, her mother, about being late.
Yep.
Heads to school.
Yeah, she passes the black car. She notices the car with the red dots on the windshield on her way past.
Oh, there was only one red dot the first time.
Oh, okay.
Just to
I
make.
wasn't sure. The way I thought it was written for some reason in my head, it was like, oh, someone lit a cigarette and that's the tip of the cigarette. And then it was like, why is the cigarette like following her through the car? And it's like, oh no, that was a dumb thing, I thought.
Yeah. That's. I mean, you didn't see any smoke around the car.
No, or a lighter, which would have also kind of lit up a thing, but didn't apparently. So
But yeah, I don't know. It could be constantly inhaling the fumes from the cigarette just to make it glow red.
I mean, maybe.
I should probably shouldn't do that. That'll get
No,
questions.
it's probably not good for your health.
No.
So she does that. She kind of runs away from that. And then she goes onto the train and hears a voice.
Does she?
Yeah, is this not the bit where it hears the voice telling her that she's not alone?
Maybe. It would fit this episode. Because also her house was completely empty. And no one was there.
I think that's like she hears that, and then sort of she goes to school after that, and she opens up her locker and finds the brown envelope.
Yeah, but at school they're talking out. All the girls who were at the club were talking about the incident.
Oh, yeah, that's
and then
right.
they state that they just as they're leaving, they state that they don't really know why they haven't really taken it as seriously. It seems just to be like a not mundane thing to them.
Yeah.
Just the
Yeah, nobody seems that bothered about very serious stuff. It's like a man died, and there's like, oh, he was cute, and it's like, guy shot himself in the head here.
yeah.
Why
Only
are
one
you?
part.
Yeah, why are you kids not scarred? Um, and also they're sort of arguing over who was closest to it.
Yeah.
And I think one of the kids says it's like, oh, Alice, you were the closest, and she like looks over at Lain as if to try and be like, no, maybe that was Lain. I'll try and bring Lain into this conversation. But for some reason, Lain's like, no, it's cool. You take this. You be the one that was closest to the guy that shot himself.
Oh.
You earned this. You earned it.
She just sat down at her desk and they're all talking behind her.
Yeah, but she like there is a bit where she like turns around to bring her into the conversation, but doesn't. There's that sort of unspoken. It's like, no, I don't really want to be a part of this. You take it. You take the social kudos that apparently comes with being close to a guy who shot himself.
Yeah. Well, what's this episode called?
This episode's called Psych. Oh, sorry, Psych.
Psych. It's not Psych.
Psych.
Psyche.
It's in the intro. I'm pretty sure it says Psyche.
That's weird because. Yeah. So they do that, and there's talk about the psyche at this point. It goes into some explanation of what the psyche is. It's like some processor thing that gets connected into your computer.
Yes.
And do some description to make it, and also the parallels between the worlds are kind of blurred and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't understand any of that.
Oh, that's it. It's maybe highbrow stuff, man. Just put some jibber jabber in there, and if you don't understand it, you're just stupid.
I'm not. And the thing, I think that what I will say, I suppose, is that I don't feel like it's being random to be random. it
No.
feels like it feels like it's very broadly outlining a lot of topics on a certain range of information, and it's going to sort of funnel them in
Hmm. Yeah, it's doing that
eventually. Yeah,
because, like you say, we got to the locker, leaving school, and locker, and she gets a brown note in her locker, and the kids go, "Oh, you got a lover? What's this?" And then s- steals the letter off Lane. Because like, no way,
yeah.
you can't have that. You can't be getting lower Lane. No, can't be doing that.
These
Steals it off, and
kids
then
are
it's like,
terrible.
yeah, and then find this box with
I- I don't even know if it's a box. I think it's literally like a little chip.
yeah, um, and it's weird as hell. I mean, so like, oh, what the hell's that? I was like, I don't know. What is it, Lane? I don't know. And then does she go? She goes back home.
She goes home because she has a conversation with her dad, and it's a
Hmm.
super weird conversation because
Yeah.
he talks to her a little bit about how he's glad to see that she's getting used to using her Navi,
Hmm.
and then she's like, "Oh, hey, do you know what this is?" And shows him the little chip thing that she got in her locker, and he's like, "No," just leaves.
Pretty much. She asked him again. You don't know what it is, then,
Yeah,
Daddy? It's like, no.
yeah, because she's like, "I thought you'd know." I thought
Yeah.
you'd know, and she repeats it. It's really weird because he, who has been the most engaged with her in the past, seems very disengaged with her now.
Yeah. Yeah. She came. And it's like, oh, she's getting bold and stuff. And
Yeah,
did he not go like,
her
oh,
personality's shifting a bit.
yeah. Well, I don't know at that point. She still seemed pretty naive at that point.
She is, but like she's speaking up and talking with the group that she never spoke to before. Really, she more actively tried to avoid.
Yeah. Yeah, she's certainly in there. Um, and then I think she ends up going back to Siberia
She
to talk
does.
to
She
talk to those
ends up going
kids.
to the kids' table at the club. Like, what is this about? Why? Why is there a table of children at the club?
Oh, you know, they're it's all Ghost in the Shell esque stuff. Um, and they go, "Wow, that's like a psych processor,
It's like, yeah,
a psych." Um, and it says, "You want? Where do you get it? How much do you buy it for?" And they're like, "Oh,
yeah.
I'll
I
buy
don't
it.
know.
I'm not going to sell it."
You can't buy it. It's
Yeah.
tuned to the user.
Ah, I missed that bit. But yeah,
I think one of them mentions that that's not something you can sell
mm,
because it's for the individual or something like that.
yeah. And then one of them says, "All right, I'll tell you how to use it," type thing, but it'll cost you.
Yes.
And he asks her
Uh,
in a date or something.
he does, and then the other girl in the group takes great offense to that,
Yeah, I was only
and
joking.
he's like, "Yeah, I'm just kidding, like whatever. But if you want to do something at some point, that's fine too."
Yeah,
What a bold, bold child.
he is quite bold.
Uh, I think he's
Um,
called Taro.
Taro.
There's a scene or there's a part of this where I think one of them is explaining what the chip does,
Yeah,
but it's that person talking, but the camera is just focused on one of the kids that's not talking for the entire sequence.
yeah. It was a weird bit because it was a bit where you just kind of like saw the kid's forehead as he talks about it, and then it cut to the kid that he was speaking to, and it wasn't the one. It was the one that was like in the middle of the two
Yep.
around the table, and not the one that was chatting her laying up.
I
Um,
legitimately thought at one point I was like, "Oh man, is he having a psychic conversation with her?" It's like, no, no, This is just a weird choice that somebody made.
Just make it even more weird.
Yep.
And then she goes back home, and they
Oh well,
mentioned watch out for
I
the
think yeah.
anti-static.
We should also mention that I think he says that he's seen her before. He recognizes her
Yeah.
from the Wired because he says like, "Hey, I've seen you before," and he's like, in fact that's the bit where because he's saying he's like, if I could go on a date with that Lain,
Oh,
like that would be cool.
yeah. Oh, she not
Because she
referring
seems
to
very
the lane that was in the club before. Aaron
no.
thought it was her.
I think he mentions that he's seen her on the Wired before,
Ah,
and that but she was different.
yeah. So, but then there was that lane in the previous episode who the girl thought was her, but like was 180 personality.
Yes. Yep. Which is likely the same thing we're talking about now.
Yeah, and also is likely what was thought probably drove the other guy crazy because he saw her too,
That's
and that's
true.
why he freaked out when he saw Lane.
Yep.
And said he can't be here. He can't come from the Wired. It can't
Yeah.
be happening, type thing. And then the Lane says
Then
we're all
bang.
connected, and
Yep.
then
That
he shoots
that
himself.
famous line where it's like, how can I diffuse this situation? I know. I'll tell him we're all connected. Fuck. I lost. I lost another one. Uh, I worry like she's like the worst like the worst negotiator. It's like we're gonna send someone in to talk. It's like Lain, try and this guy's gonna jump. You got to say something like bring him back to us. And it's like yeah, we're all connected. And then he just jumps. It's like I'm starting to think that maybe you're not the person we need to be talking to people who are in a fragile state of mind because you just come out with this bullshit about everyone being connected and then they just choose death apparently.
Oh fuck yeah. Um. Yeah. So she goes away, and must have read up on something about more about fitting this chip into her machine.
Yeah, because the other
Because
kid says where to put the like whereabouts it should go, and then references that it's in the schematics book for the Navi.
yeah, and then yeah, and then you see the next kind of scene was you see her sister coming in to the room, and saying, "What you doing, Lane?" Type thing, and she says, "Oh, I'm just fitting this thing. They say best way to avoid being static is be naked or something." And she's wearing
It's
like a
yeah, it's to not wear clothes, and she's basically just wearing a nightgown.
yeah, which I don't know. It's would be true. Also, I think she does have like maybe an anti-static clip somewhere hanging off
I
her.
mean, maybe she's not wrong. Like, because if you're moving back and forward with sleeves or something like that, you're going to create static. So
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's very true. That's why I work in all my computers with a long sleeve shirt.
that's why I've never worn an anti-static band to this day, and have
See,
somehow yet to fry a component.
I work in the industry. Talking about that, it was
But yeah,
um was it Electro Boom and Link? What's his name? Linus.
oh, Linus Tech Tips. Yeah, they fried
Yeah,
some RAM with uh
yeah,
with electricity.
yeah. They tried so hard.
It was very funny.
It was it took quite a lot of effort.
It did, but if I know anything about Electro Boom, is that he is willing to put in the effort if it's going to cause some sort of explosion or fire.
Yeah, he was very disappointed because it caused neither of those, but did give Linus a lot of pain as he constantly shocked him.
That's true.
All right,
Well worth it.
you'll need to get this. You need to get charged up. Ah!
So she doesn't bork her computer, I guess, but uh, she basically is just upgrading her computer, and that's kind of the last thing I think that's
that
in
was
this
that was
episode.
that was the last thing because the sister went, "Oh, you changed," type thing.
Yeah,
Oh, no! And she comes away, and the sister kind of looks at her, blinks, and then she comes kind of like digital, goes, "Hello, big sister."
oh, that's right. And then kind of ha 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 ha.
Yeah, and then it ends on that, and it's like,
Welcome home, big sister.
yeah, it's like what? Um,
Yeah, I didn't
um,
like that. I didn't like that at all. Um,
that's freaked out. So that was that episode.
so how do you rate this one?
Um,
Do you want me to
yes,
set the scene for you? You gave both the previous episodes a 6.
a 6. This is getting more interesting.
Okay.
More interesting than someone inside turn a gun on himself and shoot him. But there was more bits in this one to be interested
Mm-hmm.
in. More weird shit
Yep. Agreed.
happening. So I'm going to up it to a 7
I think
because
that's fair.
it's a slow burner.
I'm gonna keep it at a 7,
Mm-hmm.
but we're teetering from sort of like we've gone from the beginning of a 7 to like really pushing towards 8 territory in my mind. So
All right, yeah, that makes
uh,
sense.
next episode,
Mm-hmm.
episode 4, is called Religion.
Yeah, that's name confuses me in this one. 'Cause the other ones seem to be on point with what's happening.
Yeah,
Well, this one didn't seem to have any point in the name.
it's weird. This is the episode I yeah. So this is the one. There's like a bunch because obviously that girl killed herself at the start of the show. Like that was the opening thing is
Mhm.
a young girl from Lane's school dying of suicide,
Yeah,
and then in this episode they're sort of doubling down on that thematically where it's not just her. There's other students, and it's not in school. It's everywhere. It's it seems to be some sort
uh,
of pandemic of suicide, uh, and the it seems to be linked. They think uh, with a game.
yeah. Well, so the start of the episode, the guy's getting chased down and he's running from something and he's looking back and
Holy
goes,
shit, that's right.
"Get away from me! Get away! No! Get away! No!" And then he's run to his apartment flat and doing the typical horror panic. He can't get the keys and the door locks and shit. Well,
Yeah,
this apparition of a little girl slowly creeps closer to him, um, slowly
yeah.
and slowly, and then he turns around panicking to get the keys in, and then a hand goes on his shoulder and go, "Gotcha!"
Gotcha. That's right. I forgot about that. That's
And then Noel
weird.
Edmonds
That was
appears.
like an episode of Ghost Stories. Is how
Yeah,
this began.
yeah, not maybe almost. And that's Noel Edmonds, man, and Mr. Blobby. Handing out a trophy. A reference from early 90s
Early
British TV
90s
shows.
Saturday night TV.
Yeah, in Britain.
No, Noel's house party.
Noel Edmonds' house party. And then that somehow spurred on Mr. Blobby. And I don't understand
Yes.
how. How that even
I
go
mean,
further.
it was funny
You're young.
for a little bit.
And they had a hit Christmas hit #1.
I did not like the song.
I think you were older by that time.
I didn't need to be old not to dislike that song. It's dreadful.
I bet you kids would love it if you played it to them.
Oh, let's pray the children never hear it again. Um,
Oh, I'm getting that. I'm gonna.
I am trying to get my kids to have a decent taste in music, and it's working sort of sometimes.
No. Oh,
Yeah, it's good
they gotta
at the
grow.
moment.
You gotta let them grow into the decent stuff, man.
There's plenty of shit that they listen to be honest. So that's still a thing. But at the moment, my eldest is his one of his favorite things to listen to is a band called Billy Talent,
Billy Talent.
and they're Canadian alt rock, and they're fantastic. Um, and he's a big fan of their songs, which I think is weird, but also good because they're a good band.
All right. Okay. So, I'll get the Mr. Blobby single
Yeah.
for you.
Mm, let's go back to where we were. Uh,
Kid getting oh yeah, dude getting attacked by a ghost.
a
Cuts to
ghost
the
child.
yeah, and then does it cut back to Lain and she's still upgrading?
She is. I think she's still fixing her Navi, right?
Yeah, yeah. It takes a while to upgrade her Navi. I still don't understand where she gets all the parts and what the
Oh
fuck.
my god, so many parts. Like
So many.
just all of a sudden parts.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
like where did she get all this? And then also, she's got like a fan blowing into one of the CPUs, like a desktop fan, just blowing
yep.
into it, just cooling it down. It's like what? Crazy. And then she's getting pretty into the Wired.
Yep.
The big sister's going a bit insane. Is this the or is it the next
It
episode
did.
where she's meets them in the
I
crossroad?
want to say that's maybe the next. Yes.
Yes.
Maybe no. Maybe that's the end of this one.
No, it's the start one.
I thought it was the end of
Yeah.
an episode.
No, it was just maybe the end of this one, but the start of the next one. Maybe. Anyway,
I think the end of it is her coming down the stairs.
wait. What,
Or was
Lain?
that the end of last episode?
I think it was the last
Mika,
episode.
the sister, the older sister.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that then, where the older sister comes down the stairs after talking to Lain
Well,
and sees herself.
no. No, that's
Is
episode
that
six.
late?
Yes, that's
Is
that's
it? No, it's not episode 6.
yeah.
It's absolutely not episode 6.
Oh no, you're right. Episode six is Professor. That's episode five. No, I think the whole she going insane type thing is episode five. So this one is all
Right.
about this game and stuff. And
Okay, that's
Lane
fine.
fully integrated in the Wire. The dad comes in and goes, "Oh, and it's good and all you're getting onto the computer and that and stuff, but don't get addicted," type thing, because
Yeah.
there's a divide between realities. And then Lane just turns around, pretty much bold heartedly goes, "I think you're wrong, Dad. I think
Yep.
that there isn't a such a strong divide between the worlds as you think there are." Because she's like all over the place watching this game.
He seems pretty worried about that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I imagine it would be. um,
Well, but I question why he's worried about that.
well, that's it. I think that's something that we'll find out later as they all slowly go
Yeah.
insane. Uh, one of us. One of us.
I think this episode has probably one of the most interesting scenes in the show so far. Because obviously, like, so Lane starts investigating uh, the game, like what it was about, and I think it's a game called Phantoma.
Yeah, Phantasm.
And
But
she's like talking with people online about it. She's been communicating and asking questions of other people on the Wired about what it is, and what seems to be happening. And I think it's like the game, it's glitched in some way.
Yeah, they think that basically it's like an offshoot of the game, and it's been modded, and it's
Yeah.
getting connected to a kids tag game.
Yes. Can we talk about how it looks like Minecraft?
Oh, it doesn't look like anything like Minecraft, man. It looks like a pre like really
Oh,
old graphic. Because you should
it
talk
looks like
about
a
like the
combination of Minecraft and like maybe GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64.
closest thing I would put it to is maybe Hexen. I think
Oh
that's
yeah,
probably
fair enough.
the right textures in that. But yeah,
I
it's
just thought immediately of Minecraft.
yeah, that's your basic 3D card or game from the late 90s. Um,
Yeah.
texture and all. Uh, but we should also talk about our computer and stuff. I feel kind of
Her big
dates.
computer.
Yeah, it dates. It kind of looks like very much like the old machines from the 90s, 2000s and stuff.
Because she's got like a server rack now. Or a
Yeah,
server rack looking thing on the left hand side of her main desk. It's just
I
like a
should,
big stack of like what looks like rigs with lights on them.
yeah, and I think she continues to upgrade it. I don't think it's there, but she's got like a water cooled thing as well eventually.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like it gets pretty serious at some point.
yeah, her room.
Um,
So basically, in previous episodes, her room looked like pretty much a normal room. Uh, the first episodes, her room looked normal, and she had a
mhm.
messy desk with a computer on it.
Yep.
And then second one, same, and it's slowly now it just looks like it's like in a comms room in a building with cables and everything kind of flying around. And not much of that. Anyway, so she's surfing the web. Dad comes in, goes, "Yeah, I'm worried about this." She tells him, "Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I'm cool. I understand." Type thing. Or he asks her to understand, but she then rambles that I don't think you're right. Uh,
Yep.
and then does she have like the red spots on the roof? And
Uh, I think there's a bit first, isn't there? Because is there not like there's a whole scene with another person being chased on a rooftop
uh,
by the little girl, and she's floating.
well, I thought that was the one that Lain was watching, and she was like kind of like observing it from afar.
Yeah, is that not before that?
Why you mean? I don't know. I
Because
can't really remember the episodes. They kind of meld into
they've
one
merged
weirdness.
together. Also, like there's no specific order to this one. This one feels very disjointed. Um, but the that scene where because he has like an imaginary gun.
Oh yeah, yeah. Lane's watching, and kids chasing, and then he kind of runs into the maze that we're talking about. The thing, the moneymaker.
Sorry, we should also point out that the little girl that says "gotcha" and scares the person to death.
Hmm.
Uh, Lane bumps into that little girl.
Oh yeah. Well, yes, and she's just like all cutesy wootsy with her mum or something in the street.
Yep,
Yeah.
and then just goes away because it's the mum and the little girl that are in this next scene where the guy is like just blasting this floating ghost girl, and then it sort of just kind of cuts away, and it's just bodies under sheets.
Yeah. So the guy doesn't even
It,
have like a gun in his hand. He just kind of makes it the symbol of a gun and starts going like that.
it's it made me think of Akira a little bit. Uh, just stylistically, the way the scene plays out, and then similarly, like the way that the kind of there's the drop off from the action to just silence, and
Yeah.
this weird realization that I don't actually know what's happened. I don't know if he's killed people. I don't know if he's found people that are dead. It's very weird.
Yeah, certainly. He's on the rooftop and there is laundry flapping about, bed
Yeah,
sheets and stuff. And
there's
by the end
definitely
of this,
two that look like bodies, though.
by the end of the scene, there's definitely two clumps of cloth wrapped in, like, if they're wrapped up a body or not.
It's pretty. It's very evocative imagery.
Yes, it pretty much states that the death, and they couldn't probably show the deaths or something because keep
Yeah,
the rating down or something.
I mean, it's a really. But I would argue that it's better that they didn't show anything. I think it's really striking as a scene.
Yeah,
To have like that sort of very science fiction esque combat with that like kind of weird horror context, and then just this weird silence with a kind of an unknown about what's actually happened is pretty cool.
yeah. Anyway, so she goes and talks to people online, and one of the people that she goes and talks to is JJ, who seems to be like a bar or DJ person at Club Siberia,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep,
he knows her previously. So, oh, you're going by that mockery now or disguise as a
dressed
little
as the
kid?
schoolgirl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like what? So obviously she stole something online, um, and then they find out that. So he then comes back to her. He's also like a. She comes to him as a voice type
yep.
thing and goes, "I need to know about this" type thing. He's like, "What? Oh, where are you? Did I dream that?" Like he's like still in the real world, but she's come from the wire into his brain or something.
Yeah, yeah. He
Um,
seems like not overly concerned because he's like, man, these drugs.
something like that, yeah. Then did,
We
so what do they do
we
with
find
the
out.
murders?
Well, it seems I think there's like we learn that there's a link between the deaths and the glitches in this game, whatever the modded version is of Phantoma, and a group of hackers, I think called the Knights.
Yeah, that's it.
Um, and that's kind of that's as far as we really go with it. We know that there's no like absolute completion to that story arc. It's just sort of the knowledge that it seems like a hacker group has been responsible for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're the Knights of the Eastern Calculus.
Knights of the Eastern. I think they get called the Knights. Their one just
They
calls
do
them the
get called the
Knights.
Knights. That's their main their full name.
Yeah, a group of hackers. And then does she not talk to? Is that next episode where she talks to Alice and them about how she's getting all into the hacky stuff,
That
as they
I
put it?
believe is the next one.
Yeah. Um. So I think that might be this episode. Is there more
Oh
to it?
no! So she goes home because she's
Mm.
continuing to work on her navi,
Mm.
or look, or be on the. In fact, no, she's on her navi. Does she not see the red dots appear in the ceiling?
Yeah, yeah. So they got the red dots, and she looks out the
Yeah,
window.
the kind of Men in Black type dudes.
Yeah, and they're looking in with like cybernetic eyes
Yeah,
or
they're
something.
scouters.
Yeah, weird scouter things. And she then screams at them to go away and explodes one of the eyeballs. Scatters off
Yeah,
the face.
yeah, because their
It's
power
over.
level's over 9,000. Clearly,
Yeah,
uh,
it's over 9,000.
it feels like it's like I don't know if it's like a sound wave, like from her yelling or whatever, but it just whatever it is just like completely obliterates one of the dealies, and then of course they run away.
Yeah, they get in the car and they drive away. It's weird though, because if it was Soundwave, it would have smashed the window.
That's a good point. Yeah,
Mm. The window didn't get broken in.
it did
But yeah,
not.
anyway. Um, yeah, so they appear, and that's them now in the storyline. Drove away, never been
Yep.
seen again. until
Oh wait.
wait.
Oh no, maybe that's the next episode when they're at the door.
Uh, I think that's the next episode. 'Cause I think the next
Okay.
episode focuses on the sister a lot more.
On Mika. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, that's fine. Okay, how do you rate this one then?
Ooh. Well, the fact that I don't really remember that much. I remember it, but don't remember it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm going to stay a 7 because it's still got the intrigue there. And it's
I
getting
agree.
very confusing.
Yep, it's getting really difficult to follow. I it's not that that's going to get any better.
No.
But yeah, like it's definitely. It seems like for you, it's trending upwards a little bit faster than it's trending up for me, or for you've taken a bit of a harder swing. But it's definitely trending in a direction where I'm really curious to see where this is going.
Yeah, it's certainly a curious story. This I watched
Yeah,
it and I never really fully understood it then, but I was a lot younger then. Maybe I'm older and wiser and I'll understand it
I
more.
really hope I understand it because I'm watching this again for the first time in I think maybe 18 years, and I'm watching it and hmm. What do you actually remember about this? And I remember an alien dressed as Freddy Krueger lives in her closet for one
Oh,
episode.
yeah, that's right, man. I can't wait till we get to the break room. That's not in her closet. That's
Is it not?
Alice's closet.
Okay, that's
Because I
fine.
think
I don't know
they
why.
start.
I don't know why that happens. I don't want to talk about it. I just remember it.
I think it's something to do with they start to drift apart. Alice and Lain. And Lain gets weird. Um,
Yeah,
or weirder.
weirder.
Yeah.
So we did it. Episodes
Yeah.
3 and 4.
That's 3 and 4 done. We've rated them all and came to our conclusions. And the
Yeah,
conclusion is intrigue.
yeah. Of all the I think to me it has that same sort of intrigue that Haruhi had. Of there's a high level that I'm trying to wrap my head around.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it has a lot less fluff than Haruhi. There's no comedy. It's just very serious all the time. So
It's very, very serious. Serious. It should probably be serious experiments lane.
yeah, I mean, yeah, this is serious business we do.
And then have like a smiley face and lipstick drawn on their face and talk about how they got the scars.
Yeah, that's too serious. Um,
Too serious
so
now.
we are a podcast. You're probably listening to this in one of two ways now. One way is through the podcast, which, as we say, is available in an RSS feed. We are on anchor.fm/ Who's That Anime. You can use pretty much any podcatching software to find us. We're on all the major ones: Apple, Google, Pocket Cast, Overcast, all those things, Spotify. But now we're also slowly but surely starting to build up our back catalogue on YouTube. We've been putting up the videos recordings that you're either watching now, that you're looking, or you are just listening again, which there is another option to do that on YouTube, just if you wanted to throw that on.
And
Those are both there.
we graphic too.
Yep. And I think we've uploaded all of Golden Boy, and we're just getting started on the Ghost Stories back catalogue. That's going to come next, and we'll start to post these on our link to the next thing Facebook page, because we're also on facebook.com/ Who's That Anime. You can come and follow us, get links to when we're posting new episodes or sharing stuff on YouTube. Sometimes we share memes, so on and so forth. If you get a chance, it would be really cool if you would leave us a review. We don't get any money for this. There's no payment. There's no nothing. We just kind of like to talk about anime. So It's always cool to tell a friend, leave a review. Any review is good. Always willing for feedback. Other than that, Colin sometimes plays games at twitch.tv/couchfuel. You can also see the archive of what that channel has on YouTube if you look for the channel Couchfuel on YouTube. Similarly, I like to play horror games sometimes on Twitch at twitch.tv/HalePayman. You can find the archives of my work on YouTube as well if you just search for the subscriber channel Hale Payman. I think that's us.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't really been live for a while, but maybe one day I'll get back on it.
I also haven't been for you.
Yeah, but you come out to Halloween. It's time.
I know, and we'll do a bit of a video thing, so you can read them out. I've ordered some new movies.
Oh,
because there were. I think I talked about this on the last podcast we did. So
Possibly.
I got Pulse.
Ooh.
I got Life Force.
Oh God. What's with the shaver bit in the title? Or is it a fork? Garden fork?
It looks like that. It's just the font. The Exorcist 3.
Wait, how many Exorcists?
There are 3. Well, actually, there are 5 Exorcists.
Oh, Jesus.
There's, I want to say, there's Exorcist 1, 2, and 3, and then I think it's Dominion, and then Exorcist Beginnings, which I think is a recut of Dominion, if I remember correctly, but I may not.
It's like Evil Dead 1 and 2, or was it just the same?
Yeah. It is probably like Evil Dead 1 and 2, although I would class those as different movies because I enjoy them both for different reasons. And then finally, the One Missed Call trilogy.
It's 3 movies in one.
It is 3 movies. I'm very excited.
Wow.
I'm going to be, I think, likely trying to watch a horror movie every day in Halloween in October, but we'll see.
All right. I mean, every day.
Yeah, I try to do it every year.
Yeah. It's just you're got a week away watching a horror movie.
It's going to be difficult. Going to have to download them to my iPad.
Yeah. I was going to say that. It's like you're away for like 7
Forgot
days.
about that. Yeah, I'm away for some of that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of horror fun to be had. Maybe we should think about a Halloween special, Colin.
Halloween special. You think we'll be done by Lain by then?
I don't know. I suspect so.
So you want
Or
like a...
we could just introduce a bonus episode.
Yeah, well, bonus episodes are usually just stupid shit.
They are. Maybe we can find some stupid Halloweeny shit.
I'm trying to think of a stupid Halloweeny horror thing. I watched Parasite. That was pretty cool.
Oh man, Parasite's good.
Yeah, that's on Netflix at the moment.
It is. It's real good. I like Parasite a lot.
Yeah.
I also liked Elfen Lied.
Elfen Lied was alright, but I felt like it prematurely ended.
It did, but the first 2 episodes of that are just brutal.
Yeah, it was just her ripping things apart, and people going, "Oh, wait, you're the chick that I saw on the train that killed everyone and got put away."
Oh man, it's such a good show.
Yeah, it's alright. It's kind of weird and kind of like, I think the budget got cut. I was like, nah, no one liked this, so we're not making any more.
It's such a shame. Although Japan does have like a kind of a desire to make shows about children that are being experimented on. Because also, I don't know if you've ever played a series of games called Galarians.
Galarians, I think I remember that. I still say it was on PS2.
One of them was.
I think that's the one I remembered. It looked terrible. In the fact that
the first one's awesome.
No, I was just mean it looked like a cheap graphical thing. at the time for the
But
PS2.
I also looked up copies of the Serial Experiments Lain video game the other day.
Yeah.
It is very difficult to get a copy for less than £700.
Yes, I'm not surprised.
So I'm not saying that we'll probably play it through means that are less than legal, but we'll
I
probably do that.
yeah, I think that was maybe potentially mean the next game I would probably try and stream.
Yeah, that would be cool.
If you got time on a
I
day.
can try to make some time to do that. That would be good fun. Anyway, we should wrap up.
Yeah, I mean that's this has been Who's That Anime. We've done the whole outro thing about where you can find us and all that, and that's that.
Yep.
We've also learned maybe a bit more about our timescales and schedules for the
Yep.
potential month.
Little bit about our lives.
Yeah, just, getting it down. Anyway, we'll catch you next time on Who's That Anime. This has been me, and that's been him, Steve, and Colin. Or Colin and Steve.
Yes. Yeah, one of those ways.
One of those.
It's all right. Like, I understand that people that listen to podcasts, and myself included, often can't tell the hosts apart when they first start listening to it.
Yeah, I think we've got the uniqueness in our voices to pull that off.
Hopefully so.
Me stumbling over words and you stumbling over words. Anyway, should quit. All right, that's it. Done. We're done. We're out of here.
Quit while we're ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
Jump it out. Bye, everyone.
Bye.